Welcome to the Nomadic Spaces podcast, where we talk all things interior design, tiny houses, and happy homes. Each week, we explore different interior design strategies, the unique challenges of small spaces, and accessible design solutions to help you create a more beautiful and happier home. Whether you're a fellow tiny house dweller or simply have an interest in interior design, this show has something for you. Hi folks, your host Sarah here. I am a professional interior designer and I run my own business, Suka Interior Design, where I transform spaces all over the country. I'm also a realtor here in Asheville, North Carolina, where I live with my pup Elvis in a vintage travel trailer that I renovated into my tiny dream home. Thank you so much for being here. If you like what you hear, please consider leaving a review, hitting some stars, subscribing, and sharing this show. It's how little shows like this survive. All right, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Nomadic Spaces podcast. Today's episode is called Your First Step to a Stunning Home: What to Expect from a Design Connection Call. Creating a home that you love does not happen by accident. Whether you are looking to refresh a specific room or transform your entire home, great design starts with one crucial step, and that is the design connection call. It's the foundation of every single successful project. It's a chance for us to collaborate, dream big, and get clear on how exactly we're going to bring your vision to life. First, let's talk about what to expect during a free design connection call. Maybe you're thinking about starting a home transformation project. The first step can often feel the hardest. Maybe you have kind of a vision of some things you want to execute, but you just aren't sure how to bring it to life. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by options and don't know where to begin. Maybe you aren't sure that you even need professional help. Maybe you aren't sure if you can afford it. Maybe you just aren't even sure where to start. And that is where this call comes in. It is a free 15-minute chat designed to define your project goals and determine the right path to achieve them. I'm going to walk you through what happens on this call, why it is so important, and how it can help you move forward with confidence, whether we end up working together or not. The purpose of a design connection call. This call isn't about diving into detailed plans or picking specific products or making major commitments. It is a very low pressure opportunity just for us to chat, to connect, to discuss your project, your ideas, and just see that we're the right fit to work together. Think of it as like a getting to know you phase. It's a chance for me to hear about your space and your goals and how I can best help you achieve them. And for you, it's a chance to ask questions, gain insight. You can ask me about my experience and get expert advice about the next best steps, whether that is working with me or exploring other resources. I firmly believe in the designer-client relationship, and I believe that relationship, like any healthy relationship, should be based on mutual trust and respect. So I found that this connection call allows everyone an opportunity to make sure that it's a good fit before committing to anything longer term. Why is this call so important? I believe this call is important because design is deeply personal, and your home is more than just a space. It is where you live your life and create memories. Maybe you're creating income goals and finding comfort. And that is why it's important to ensure we are a good personal and professional fit before we commit to a long-term project. And this call just helps us align on expectations and priorities, the timeline, budget estimate, and an overall vibe of your project. By the end, you will have clarity about your options and next best steps, and I'll have a better understanding of how to support you moving forward. And even if that's not with me, I can recommend you to a designer, contractor, whoever might be better suited to help you in that case. So here's what we might talk about on the design connection call. First, we're going to talk about your project goals. What is inspiring this project? Maybe we're putting together what the project looks like. Are you looking to update a single room? Are we redesigning the whole home? Are we creating a vacation rental? We're just setting up some of the project basics and understanding the goal at hand. Number 2, we're going to talk about your space. I'll ask for a quick overview of the space. Don't worry if you don't have all the details. This is really just to get a sense of what we're working with. Photos can be helpful, but are not required at all. all at this stage. And number 3, we're going to talk about your vision. Are you coming into this with some ideas? If you have inspiration boards or specific styles that you love and want to share, that's great. If not, that's totally okay. Part of my role is to help clarify your vision and design direction anyway. So no pressure if you don't feel like you're coming into that with those things. And number 4, one of the most important, we're going to talk about your timeline and your budget. These are the 2 biggest factors in a design project, and they play a huge role in shaping the design process. So we'll talk about your ideal timeline. I can weigh in on what might be realistic or how to achieve a tight timeline. And we'll talk about the budget and how to make the most of it to achieve your goals. Number 5, we'll answer your questions. I like to leave time at the end of our call where you can ask anything, whether it's about me personally or my experience or my services or the design process or anything that we talked about. I like to leave a little time for us to chat through and clarify anything for you. So here's how I tailor advice specifically to your needs, because every project is unique and my advice during each call reflects that. Each one is a little bit different. But based on what you share, here are a few things I might talk about. I might recommend one of my services, like a full service design, which is a turnkey from start to finish. I might talk about virtual consultations or the design jumpstart consultation. I might suggest alternative resources if I am not the best fit for your project, whether that be another designer or architect, contractor, anything of the like. If I know somebody that can help better than I would be happy to connect you to them. I might provide actionable tips or ideas to help you start planning or to achieve goals if we're doing more of a DIY thing. The goal is always for me to give you clarity and confidence about your next steps, whatever that looks like for you. So what happens after the call? If we decide to move forward and work together, the next step would be sending over a formal project proposal, and it will dive into the details of the project, what level of assistance or involvement I will be supporting you in. Once you accept the design proposal and put down if there's a deposit or design fee, and that is settled, you will be on the books for whatever the start date we talked about for your design project.
Hi friends, I hope you are enjoying this show. Listening to podcasts and reading blogs like this is a great way to gain knowledge. But to really make change, you need to take action. Luckily, taking action doesn't have to be overwhelming, timely, or expensive. My Desk Refresh Guide is a great resource you can download totally free from the link in the show notes. This guide will break down the redesign process into simple, actionable steps with tangible results to transform your space without spending a cent. Now let's get back to the episode.
Depending on your needs, that proposal might include one of these interior design services. First is a full service interior design, and this is the start to finish, turnkey, white glove transformation, your own HDTV moment type project where I'm involved every step of the way. It is very hands-off for you. All you are doing is making decisions as much as you want to, approving the design, and everything else is being taken care of by me. The second interior design service that might be offered is an interior design plan. This is a virtual design plan. It is perfect for those who want a professional design plan. They want professional sourcing for the products, the decor, floor plans, installation guides, and will be able to set up everything on their own. You'll place your own orders and manage your own deliveries. You'll kind of take the project once we come up with the design plan. I'll be able to send you a link to place the orders and you kind of take it on from there. And then the last option we might talk about, especially if you are looking at like a DIY project or just really in early stages of planning, I might bring up the design jumpstart consultation. This is an extremely thorough design consultation. It is a 90-minute virtual consultation, and then it also includes a project guide which organizes all of the spaces, breaks down action steps for each one, and includes visuals, visual inspiration, so that it's super easy for you to implement these updates over time. Or if it's at the beginning of the project, it's the perfect document to have walking through a space with a contractor and just putting some numbers next to each line item so you can start creating a budget and understanding the budget of your project. Occasionally, if in rare cases, usually people do fall into one of these categories that's going to best help them for the level of assistance they're looking for. Occasionally, I might suggest an hourly package package if we're just looking for one-off sourcing or one-off virtual consulting. Hourly packages might be offered. But again, typically it is in my client's best interest to fall into one of these packages. Let's talk briefly about why choose a connection call first. So some people wonder sometimes if it's really necessary to start with a call, especially if it's just for a smaller project. And my answer is always yes. And here's why. One, it saves time. We can quickly determine if we're a good fit. So you're not wasting time on any unnecessary steps. And it just it's the quickest way to connect you with the person that can get you the results that you need. Next, it reduces the stress. You're going to gain clarity and direction right away, which is going to make the entire process, whatever the process is from there, feel less overwhelmed. And it sets the foundation. Building a strong designer-client relationship from the start, it just leads to better outcomes. I've been doing this for almost a decade, and there's no doubt that it leads to better outcomes to do it this way. Here are a few frequently asked questions about the connection call. 1, what if I don't have a clear vision yet? That is perfectly fine. Part of my role is to help you define your style and goals, so no worries, that is what we are here for. Next, do I need to prepare anything? Not really. If you have photos of the space or examples or mood boards of designs you love, feel free to share them in advance, but no pressure if you don't have any of that. If you're coming in with just ideas or a breakdown of the goal of the project, that works too. What if I am not ready to commit to a project yet? No problem. This call is literally just about connecting and exploring possibilities, and maybe it's planning for the future. So whether you're ready to start now or later, this is a great opportunity just to get to know each other a bit and make sure it's the right fit. So if down the line we want to work together, we've already done that. Starting a design project often feels daunting, but it does not have to. The design connection call is designed to make the process approachable, informative, and inspiring. And it's a chance to share some ideas, ask a professional questions, and get expert advice and guidance without any pressure or commitment. So if you have been dreaming about transforming your space and been holding off and just don't know where to start, let's chat. Schedule your design connection call now. You can do that in the link in the show notes, or you can DM me on Instagram. My handle is at Sukha Interior Design. That is SUKKHA Interior Design. As always, thank you so much for being here, for listening to another episode, and until next week, home happy. I hope today's episode was helpful and inspiring. My goal with this show is to help others make change that transforms their space and achieve their design goals. But just absorbing content, even brilliant content like this, doesn't get results. Taking action does. If you're still listening, you might be ready to fully accomplish your design goals. My challenge to you is to commit to taking one action right now before you don't. Taking action might look like booking a design project jumpstart, or maybe it's downloading the desk refresh guide, or just signing up for my mailing list. Maybe it's scheduling a complimentary connection call with me to talk more about your design goals in detail. You can find out more about all of these fun things I just mentioned and contact me directly through my website, which is sukhainteriordesign.com. That is SUKKHAINTERIORDESIGN.com. I love to connect, so please don't be a stranger. As always, thanks for being here and being a part of this community. If you liked what you heard, please take a second to review, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. It's truly the easiest way to support me and this podcast. Until next week, take care and home happy.